Welcome back everybody, Matt here, hope you're doing well. So, another Christmas special for you, and this time we are talking about The Santa Claus 2, the sequel to the original The Santa Claus that came out in 1994. The sequel came out, what was that, 8 years later? Yeah, 8 years later. Which, as a kid, that felt like I don't know, like 100 years went by. 1994 to 2002 was felt like forever. Obviously this was a huge sequel at the time. The original was so beloved, and it's a classic for 90s kids especially. And then when you look at the 90s, you look at for Halloween you got Hocus Pocus, and for Christmas you had the Santa Claus. And obviously Tim Allen was great as the Santa Claus, aka Scott Calvin, aka Santa Claus, whatever you want to call it. So the sequel was finally coming, and also this past November was the 20th anniversary of the Santa Claus 2. So that's another reason why I wanted to do the Santa Claus 2 rather than doing the original Santa Claus, because this year is also the anniversary of the Santa Claus 2. Which, the Santa Claus 2 is 20 years old already? Really? Really? Yeah. I remember going to see this in the theater. This was another one of those, well, your birthday's in October, but the Santa Claus 2 is coming out. Actually, I didn't see this for my actual birthday party. One of my best friends wasn't able to make my birthday party, so he wanted to make it up to me by kind of me a present, and he took me to see the Santa Claus 2, and we were off from school that day. I don't know if it was a teacher work day or some kind of holiday or something along those lines, but we were off, and I remember we went during the school week. It was an afternoon showing, and I remember we went there, we were going to get our seats. This is when assigned seating wasn't a thing yet, and I remember looking down near the front of the theater where the screen was, and my friend Foster was there, which I had no idea he was going to be there. It's just pure coincidence. And back then we also didn't have cell phones. You people these days don't know how good you have it. Back then, no cell phones, no assigned seating for movie theaters. So, I was like, hey, let's go sit with Foster, and my friend was like, no, let's go over here. Sorry, I was a little bit bummed about it. I was like, oh, why not? Let's join him. Anyway, but Santa Claus 2, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I know I'm not going to give a lot of crap because the first one was way more serious that I think people expected for a movie called The Santa Claus. But that first Santa Claus movie is pretty serious. Even like Bernard is so serious. Scott Calvin has a lot more serious moments. His ex-wife and, Neil, serious. But the second one kind of took a whole, I don't want to say a completely different tone, but it's a lot more fun, it's a lot more cheerful, more lighthearted, if you will. And this one is about Scott Calvin, or Santa Claus, has to find a wife before Christmas, or he can't be Santa Claus no more. While this is going on, he finds out that his son Charlie is on the naughty list. So he has to go back down to Earth and straighten him out while also trying to find a wife before Christmas. And as each day goes by, he's getting back to normal Scott Calvin, skinny, no beard, not looking like Santa Claus. And I really like this movie. Like I said, you don't realize back in the day, but when you go and watch it now, it's very much inspired by Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Franklin and Bass animated movie that came out like back in the 40s. It actually borrows not the whole movie, but definitely like the whole thing about the Principal Newman going to a Christmas party, handing out gifts, and he gives her a baby doll, a doll she's always wanted since she was a kid. Go back and watch the Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's right out of that movie. And the girl in that movie was a teacher. So, there you go. So I also love that whole sequence from the time he goes to the principal's house and the sleigh ride in the neighborhood. Very Christmassy setting. Then the whole Christmas party with all the teachers getting their toys that they never got when they were kids, playing them and all that. Great moment in the movie. Very Christmassy, very cheerful. Elizabeth Mitchell plays the principal. I thought she was good. I like seeing Bernard have a lot more fun in this movie. Obviously, they brought a new character also in. Spencer Breslin playing the elf. I don't remember him in the third one. I don't know if they're going to have him in the Santa Claus show on Disney Plus right now. But obviously, when Scott Calvin has to go to Earth, they find a way to duplicate Santa. It's like a toy Santa. Which, this is how dumb I was back in school. Back in middle school, this is how dumb I was. I didn't realize for a long time that was also Tim Allen behind the plastic Santa Claus. I mean, I knew that sounded like his voice, but it didn't dawn on me, that's also Tim Allen. This is why I didn't make A's in middle school, okay? This is why. He made A's in college. That's when he turned his brain on. But not in middle school. But, so, I like that, even though, one thing I love how near the end of that scene, end of the movie, they have a callback to Toy Story. You are a strange little man. I thought that was a good, wink. And Tim Allen doing the voice of Buzz. Toy Story. And I thought the Toy Santa was alright. I think that might be the weaker part of the movie. Also, when they do the montage of Scott Calvin, well, not really, when he starts going on blind dates to find a wife, I think they could have done something more fun with that. They only had that one with Molly Shannon coming in and wearing the Santa sweater and singing the Santa Christmas song in front of the whole restaurant. I think that would have been a good idea. They kind of have like a montage of different women instead of just showing one. Show many different women of him dating, going on dates with, And in that, you're gonna really have some fun with that, and go with like previous co-stars Tim Allen worked with, like for the movie Richard Reporter, the late, sorry to say this now, with the late Kirstie Alley from that movie, that she was married to Tim Allen in that film. You could have brought her in. You could have had a Galaxy Quest reunion, bringing Sigourney Weaver in a scene as one of the other dates he goes on. Just a little wink and a nod to previous co-stars he's worked with. So I think they could have done more with that scene. And he's going on these blind dates. He only went on one date before hooking up with the principal. So, and I like they had Charlie, me, and Bad Boy, me on the naughty list. First of all, he's a teenager. Teenagers are not so fun to be around when they're teenagers. He's also dealing with that dilemma of, once again, my father has the best job in town, but I can't tell anyone because he's Santa Claus. So it really, and then he starts dating his principal, who's getting him in trouble, or, giving him detention and probation, and so it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to act up even more now. You're dating my principal. So I actually did like that. So overall, I like that this one's a lot more fun and lighthearted. They even have the comet, the reindeer, being an animatronic reindeer, and you can definitely tell it's animatronic. But unlike the original where they had real reindeer not talking, but like I didn't mind. It felt more fun and lighthearted as a Christmas movie. So, once again, the Santa Claus 2 20th anniversary this year, I really enjoyed it. Now, the third Santa Claus was a major step down. That's another one where I don't know how you get Martin Short, one of the funniest actors in Hollywood, and he's not funny in the Santa Claus 3. Not to mention you have him working with Tim Allen, who they had great chemistry with in the Disney film Jungle to Jungle, but here in Santa Claus 3, none of it. Anyway, but that's a whole nother talk. But Santa Claus 2, have you seen it in a while? Did you ever see the Santa Claus 2? I don't know how you can be a fan of the Santa Claus and not see the Santa Claus 2. But anyway, Matt the Mad here. Go watch the Santa Claus 2 if you haven't. 20th anniversary this year. Do a double feature even. Santa Claus 1, Santa Claus 2. You'll definitely see the different tones in the movies between each movie. But that's all for now.